Hello my loves, it's Kemi. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna be trying out a bunch of new drugstore makeup that I picked up from Boots and Superdrugs. So without further ado, if you're interested in what I got, then let's get into it. Low-key, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was quite disappointed because there actually wasn't that much when I went into Boots and Superdrugs. Like nothing really like excited me, nothing really took my breath away. Everything was just like mediocre. I feel like the drugstore has like taken a back seat, and like higher end brands are the ones that are coming up with like newer and improved product. This is honestly why I prefer to shop online, because when you go into stores, there really isn't nothing there. For today's video, we're gonna do eyes and then skin and then finish off with lips. So starting off, I picked up this Wet n Wild My Glamour Squad eyeshadow palette. Honestly speaking, I know I have 3,000 of this colorway eyeshadow palette, but I would never get bored of picking up a classic. The main reason why I picked up this one because I feel like it would be so easy to travel with. Like it's very small and compact. You pretty much get all the shadows that you need, and I feel like these will show up on my skin tone. They do have multiple colorway of this palette, so if this isn't your cup of tea, I think they have a colorful one and a cool tone one of this as well, but I did picked up the most boring one. Sorry, not sorry. And I feel like, to be honest, this is the palette that most people would go for anyway. You get 10 shadows in here and 4 of it is a shimmer. I'm gonna quickly go and just set my lid because it's creasing from my concealer. So we're gonna start off with this light brown shade right here, just to see. Oh, it picks up well on the brush. Ooh, okay, it's showing up. I can need a more fluffier brush. I'm just gonna play this as my transition shade. That shade is actually showing up really nicely on my skin tone, and it's blending out quite softly as well. There is a lot of kickback in the pan. As I'm going into it, there's a lot of fallout. So that's one of your concerns when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. You might not like this palette for that, but I don't mind as long as the shadow shows up on my skin tone. I don't really mind. I feel like this is my first Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette, and so far with this one shade, I'm actually quite impressed. For my babes, I find it hard when it comes to their placement and what shadows to use for the eyeshadow palette. This palette actually has a little semi-guide of what shade to use and where to use it as well. Obviously, depending on your eyes and the eye look you're going for, this might not work for you, but for the most part, it looks pretty decent. Next, I'm gonna grab this shade right here, which is more like a reddish, brownish shade. And I'm just gonna place that right below the first shade I just used, so right above the fold of my crease. Oh, I'm liking the gradient effect of these two shadows that I've used so far. Going back in with the first brush and just merging the two together. Okay, Wet n Wild, I really wasn't expecting this from them. Wet n Wild, I feel like it's big in America, but here, because the store is just so small, there really isn't much there. I normally just walk past it because the shade that my Superdrugs and Boots carry don't run deep enough at all. So I normally just walk past it, but this time around, I didn't. I actually, you know, stopped and looked. And for my lid, we're gonna grab this dark brown shade right here. I'm just gonna smit that on my outer corners and then blend it into my crease. I would say that this shadow isn't as deep as I thought it would be. It's quite on like the softer, lighter brown shade on me. For my lid, we're gonna go with this dark pinkish shade. I feel like it'll look quite pretty. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty. I would say the shimmers are not really shimmering. It's like a dry shimmer, but it is showing up quite nicely on me, so we're gonna use the lighter pink shade for the inner corners, and it goes on quite nicely with the brush as well. So you can either use your fingers or use the brush, either one works fine. I mean, the eye look is cute, but it's not really giving oomph, you know. We've got to test out the black to see how really dark she goes. So grabbing the black shade on an angled brush, we're just gonna smudge that on my lash line. Oh, the black. The black is black. Sometimes I get a black shade that doesn't even show up at all on me. There is a difference when it comes to black eyeshadows. Some black shows up grey, and some black doesn't even show up on you at all. Okay, so this is the eye look for now. My thoughts on the Glamour Squad eyeshadow palette by Wet n Wild. It's pretty decent. It's a drugstore palette, and I feel like it's showed with the shimmer shades. The shimmers ain't really, you know, shimmering. They're not really giving oomph. I mean, you see her, but you're not wowed by her. you know? The matte shades actually worked out pretty well. Like I said, I feel like this would be perfect for like beginners or an everyday wear. It's a quite compact palette, so it's perfect for traveling as well. But would I take this on holiday with me? No. I would use it every day just to, you know, quickly, just to do like a quick eye look. Maybe for like work, this would be perfect for. So moving on to skin, I picked up the Rimmel London Multitasker All Day Grip and Breathable Primer. I've been hearing really good stuff about Rimmel London recently. The Multitasker line is really hitting. Everyone seems to love this line, especially the concealer. I am one of the people that actually do love the concealers. That is why I picked up the primer. I also got here the Better Than Filter Primer, Highlighter and Gloss Booster as well. This is the deeper shade that we're gonna be trying out today. Hopefully somehow it looks good on me, because I believe this is the darkest shade they have. But for now, let's go in with their primer. This is meant to be a non-pore clogging primer. It is a lightweight primer with gel texture. It hydrates instantly and helps tighten and improve the firmness of skin with continued use. Oh, as per the claim, it does come out quite clear. Ooh. Oh, it feels nice. It actually goes on quite soft on the skin. It feels like a gel moisturizer. I actually like the texture of this. I feel like I can put more on. I believe they have a setting spray as well, but they didn't have it in Boots or Superdrugs. I'm gonna try to get my hands on that ASAP because it actually looks pretty good as well. I'm just gonna quickly go with my own that I have already. Next, like I mentioned, we're gonna try out the Rimmel London Better Than Filter. It's a primer, highlighter, and a glow booster as well. I think it's meant to be like their version of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood filter. Oh, it comes in a doe. I thought it would come in a pump. The shade is a little bit questionable. I am not going to use too much of this because I do not want to look like an Oompa Loompa. Because it's meant to be a glow booster, so technically there shouldn't be that much coverage in it. It's just meant to give my skin a glow from within type of vibe. It doesn't actually look that bad. I fear to go for more, but I want to, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Like, as I'm putting this on, I feel like the glow from my face is disappearing. Or is that just me? Like, compared to like this side of my face where it's like glowy, hydrated, with my moisturizers and all of that skincare goodness, I'm quite confused. Because in my mirror, I actually can't see a whole lot of difference. But I do wear glasses, so with my Charlotte Tilbury and with my e.l.f., I can see there's a difference. Like, I can see a little bit of coverage with it. I can see the healthy glow that both product gives me. With this, I'm finding it hard to see the glow. With the other glow products that I've used, I can wear those by themselves and like be out the door or like use them with concealer. With this, you definitely need to like put something on top of it. It doesn't have enough coverage for you to wear by itself. I do think my face would be very glittery, but it's actually not. But I do feel like it just enhanced the texture on my face. I'm not really sure about this product, but we'll come back to her later on. Moving on, I did pick up a foundation. This is the H&B Cosmetics Silky Matte Weightless Foundation. Oh, this is a matte foundation. Why did I think this was a glowy foundation? This is one reason why I don't like shopping in store, because I get so flustered. This is the right product. I just wasn't aware that this was a matte foundation. I thought it was like a luminous foundation. We're here because this is the foundation I have to try out today anyway. So this is the H&B Cosmetics Silky Matte Lightweight Foundation, formulated to fill skin like whilst providing a full coverage matte finish. Dries down to create a long, comfortable wear. It's available in 25 shades. It is sweat proof and shine resistant. The shade I picked up is 24N, and hopefully with the glow that I use underneath, it won't look as matte. Oh, she is thick and she is very dark. Oh, okay, I need to work quickly with it because it did say it dries down in 2 seconds. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks somewhat okay. I do not think I would be bronzing today. The finish of the foundation itself It's pretty. It's definitely a more comfortable matte foundation. I don't typically go for matte foundations, but whenever I do want them to be quite comfortable, not too dry because they tend to look a bit cakey. I feel like I'm starting to pick the glow of the multitasker. That might be having the foundation underneath. So I'll try out this foundation in a better shade. So we're just gonna try and fix this. And to do that, I'm gonna go in with the True Match Radiant Serum Concealer. The shade I've got here is Medium Deep 5N. Oh, I like the one of this. Ideally, I did get this to like color correct with, but it's looking like it's gonna be my concealer shade because of how dark my foundation is today. The other shade I picked up was 8N, which I might use to like brighten up my under eye with. We'll see how we're looking. This is definitely giving me a more of a light medium coverage feel. I also feel like the concealer is drying down as well. As you guys see around here, it's quite dry. The concealer is definitely drying down. I don't know if that's because of the foundation underneath or that's just how the concealer is. Blending it out with a sponge seems to be giving me a better finish. It has a light medium coverage. I am going to go in with the shade 8N Medium Deep just to brighten up my under eye because I'm a little bit addicted to a bright under eye and I just feel like it needs a bit of something, you know? It has a more of a dry finish. It's not creamy, it's not shiny. You can see it's very much, you know, dried down. Next to bronze, like I said, I did pick up a product to bronze with, and that is the Revolution Double-Ended Contour Stick. This is in the shade Dark, and I feel like this might not show up on me because of how deep my foundation is. Oh, well, that was never gonna show up on me. Oh, that's the highlighting shade. Hold on. This Revolution. What is this? What makeup Revolution? What is this? In what world would that contour me up? Just for reference, guys, that's the shade. That is the shade they expect me to bronze with. What? How is this at this point? Makeup Revolution, like, you guys know better than this. Low-key, I'm a little bit disappointed for Makeup Revolution because I expected a little bit more from them because they've been in the market for a while and they know how to create shades. I don't know what and who approved this, but you guys need to revisit this. This is not it, okay? Ooh, something I've noticed. My concealer is creasing. Bad. This concealer might not be the one. Concealer is definitely one of these concealers that you need to set straight away, like you cannot leave it, else it will just crease on you. Next, moving on to blush, I picked out the 17 Melting Cream Blush, and this is in the shade 020 Peach Vibes. If you guys didn't know, this is Boots' own cosmetics brand. I have tried out a few of their products and some of it's good and some of it not so good, so don't really know what to expect. But ooh, that's worked out really well. Let's see if it shows up on me. Nothing's working for me today. I want to stop using this now because that shade is not for me. I'm gonna go back in the concealer, the lighter shade. I'm gonna place it on my under eye one more time. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of the first shade that I used as well. I'm stressed out and I need something to work for me. Ooh. It's looking bad, isn't it? Next on my list of things to try out is this Revolution IRL Filter 2-in-1 Pressed and Loose Soft Focus Powder. It's meant to blur and mattify. This is the packaging. This is what she looks like. It is very, very white. I do not know what possessed me to pick this up, but it was the only one that was there and that looked good and it was new, so yeah. Okay, let's grab this. Wait, hold on. Cousins. Okay, I actually like this. Because it's saying what I'm saying in the mirror, right? Like, that looks good. In the midst of all the bad that's been going on, we found a gem. Ladies and gentlemen, we found a gem. Now, let's try the loose powder. Is that taking too much? Is it gonna ruin the look? I'm gonna grab a tiny bit of it on my powder puff, spread it around. Oh, I do not like this type of powders normally, but this is what we got today. Definitely feel like this would give me a flashback. This powder is a very, very dry formula powder. I didn't pick up any face powder or powder bronzer to set with, so I'm just gonna quickly do that. I don't want it to set for too long, so I'm just gonna go in there and just dust this off. And I'm praying it doesn't give me like a grey cast underneath my eyes. Powder blush, I did pick up the Powder Blush Edit Cheek Colour by 17. This is in the shade 20 Dearest Pink. This is the cream, this is the powder. They're both the shade 20, but they both have different names. Again, I don't really know if this is going to show up on me. It looks good, but let's see. Oh, so this is showing up on me nicely, but the cream doesn't want to show up. Like, 17, what's that about? Like, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. This is 100% going into my makeup drawer. Love that. And if I wasn't looking great and ashy, I would have really enjoyed that. We're gonna go back in with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette, and we're just gonna grab pretty much all the brown shades in here and sweep that on my lower lash line. So moving on to the final two products that I picked up, we have here the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist. It claims to be a 36 hours wear with no transfer. And I haven't seen a lot of people use this on TikTok, so let's see. Oh, the smell of this is strong. It smells like hairspray. It's like low-key, the one says Beauty Until Dawn setting spray, but drugstore. Last to try is the 17 Gorgeous Gloss. This is in the shade 20 Raspberry. I don't know what's with me and the shade 20. This is what she looks like. Very old school packaging. Oh, she's got colour to her. She's got a little spice to her. I'm going to go on top of it, of course, with my NK lip glosses, because that is something that I cannot stop doing. And this, my loves, is the outcome of trying all this drugstore makeup, and I can comfortably say I do not know how we got here looking somewhat decent, because honestly this video was a whole mess. I went through a lot of emotions that I shouldn't have. Like, we started off good with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette, with the Multitasker primer as well, we liked. And then all of a sudden, we dipped, and we just kept dipping. The pressed powder part of this 2-in-1, I like. The setting powder, however, not really for me. I like it, feel like this video was a fail because there's no products in here that I would 100% recommend for you guys. Products that I like, they're decent. They're not like, wow, amazing, you need it. I must say my biggest shock was this Powder Blush Edit by 17, and I feel like it shocked me because I didn't expect it to show up on me. And the color as well is actually quite gorgeous and pigmented. The finish of the foundation is actually quite good. It's just that I got the wrong shade, so I can't really give you guys my full review on it until I picked up the right shade. The L'Oreal True Match concealers, I actually don't know who would like this. Maybe like no, because it creases like crazy. Like, I did not like the fact that it was creasing on me like so quickly as well. Like, if you don't say this within a minute, it's gonna crease on you. This, to me, waste of money. Revolution, you need to do better. I'm never gonna talk about this because this is a damn shame, okay? I just look so dry and so great. Like, I'm not liking this. Like, I'm not feeling this one bit. Like, my makeup actually looks horrible. And not to my own horn, I can normally make things work. This was unsavable. Oh, let's try out the no transfer aspect of the setting spray. Got my paper towel right here. Why did I think that was gonna work? I'm so upset. This is transferring. What? How can you claim no transfer and it's literally transferring? This irks me so much because I honestly don't understand why I put the claim on there. If they had told me that this was a long-lasting setting spray with 32 hours wear, I would have bought it. But why put no transfer? Why put that? Did y'all even test this? Did y'all? Anyway, that is all from me for today's video, cousins. Let me know what you think down below. Like always, I love you guys so much, and inshallah I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, cousins. Mwah.